How's it going, everybody? I ran into a very interesting issue with trying to set up telemetry with an X4R SB attached to my SP Racing F3 board. And I wanted to share it with you because I think I figured out what the actual problem is so you don't run into the same issue in the future. So if you go ahead here and connect, you'll notice I have 0 packet errors. I have a solid serial link status and everything is happy. What I think happened was I have the far right pin on the smart bus port. That is your smart bus plugged over into the TX pin on UART1 from the X4R SB over to the flight controller. And so normally I would enable telemetry over here on UART1 and I would think that everything would be happy. But instead what happens, let me go ahead and plug this thing in so that my receiver gets power. All of a sudden you will notice my packet error count is increasing, and my serial link status light over here is flashing. The way that I noticed something was actually wrong was I was over here in the CLI. Let's just do a regular old status. And every so often when you run that, you will get a whole bunch of garbage in with the reply. You'll notice here and here there are just random characters that it ends up dumping out to the screen. And I couldn't figure out for a while what that was coming from. Well, it seems as soon as I unplug this thing here, so now my receiver is no longer talking to the flight controller, I can do status as many times as I want and I get no problems. So what I think really needs to be done, and this I guess is kind of obvious, but you don't want to be sharing your UART1 with telemetry. I would have thought that would be fine. I know that you can share your UART1 with other things like black box, which is that's one that I usually do. I'll ship that off to the black box, and that tends to be fine. The only issue with that is obviously you can't be logging while it's plugged in USB, but I don't ever see a situation where I need that, so that's no problem. So I'll probably enable a black box here and rewire everything. And then I'll go ahead and put, my serial is currently on UART3, so I'll probably put my smart port telemetry on UART2, and then everything will be fine. But if you end up seeing some serial link status issues, if you're having difficulty flashing ESCs, that was another thing that I had issue with. BL Heli would partially flash and then fail, or refuse to connect. If you're getting similar things to that, if you're getting any sort of issue that you think might be able to be attributed to the USB port, the actual serial connection between your flight controller and your computer, go ahead and check out and see if you have anything else on UART1 here. Even with it disabled, I end up getting that issue just because clearly the flight control or the receiver is dumping out data to the flight controller. I'm amazed that that actually happens. Just because I would think that it being on the TX line, it should be okay because the flight controller should be talking in the other direction towards the X4R SB. But apparently it is actually dumping some other information back, and that is going on the TX line, which happens to just be getting dumped back out of the USB. So if you end up running into those kinds of issues, oh, the other thing I had, just if this one front page here, the movements on this representation were very, very slow and sluggish when I had this set up in this way. And as soon as I disconnected that, that problem went away as well. So I figured I'd just share that with you. Hopefully that helps somebody out, and have a great day.